Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and this is a breakdown for the trailer of Wonder Man. Releasing next year, January 27th, this 8-part series follows Simon Williams, a struggling actor in Los Angeles. Jessica, that's where you are. Are you struggling? All the time. Simon is auditioning to be the next Wonder Man. In this video, I'll be breaking down what's currently happening in LA within the MCU, what this means for the West Coast Avengers, and the Easter eggs and details you might have missed in the trailer.
The entertainment world is stunned today when internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovac sprung out of retirement to sign on for a remake of Wonder Man. Mr. Von Kovac, could you tell us more?
Everyone is tired of superheroes. There is an opportunity to reimagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Have you thought about casting?
So, what's this big audition you were talking about?
It's a huge opportunity. I'm auditioning for Wonder Man.
We open in Hollywood, baby, the land of movie magic. The camera starts with a classic, grainy shot of the Hollywood sign, then pulls back to reveal a bustling studio lot. As Marvel's head of streaming television and animation, Brad Winderbaum, told Phase Hero, he says this series is meant to be a love letter to Hollywood, though clearly through, a struggling actor kind of way. As most MCU characters eventually do, we want to see Wonder Man overlap with another MCU series, movie, or just standalone other characters other than Trevor Slattery, of course. And currently in the MCU, we know She-Hulk is based in Los Angeles, along with several of the other people she helped around LA County. Elsewhere in California, we've got the Langs and the Van Dynes and Shang-Chi and Katie, all located in San Francisco. And over on the teen hero front, Kamala Khan was visiting a friend in California during Daredevil Born Again. We presume that friend is Bruno. So there's a lot of characters for Wonder Man to tag along with, and Winderbaum has acknowledged that fans of the West Coast Avengers will be excited, so maybe a team-up is in his future. What am I saying? A team-up is absolutely in this man's future. The series is brought to us by Destin Daniel Cretton, who worked on Shang-Chi and is currently working on the new Spider-Man movie, and Andrew Guest from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and the Hawkeye series. Because those two are working on it, it feels like this series will definitely have heart and be sincere, but also be filled with that Hollywood dramedy meets failure than heroism. This, I'm fairly certain, is the CBS Radford studio lot. You can see Simon walking, trailing behind. They're on their way to what the trailer makes me believe is the American Horror Story set. As we feature more of the CBS backlot, this frat party house is one of the fake homes on the residential street backlot. You can see this home in some Brooklyn Nine-Nine episodes, specifically in season 4, episode 6. Beneath the home's turret, you can see an M, and below that is a Greek letter that looks like an O, and next to it is another pair of Greek letters that resemble an N. At first, I was trying to be like, Wonder Man, WandaVision, Wanda Mother, I don't know. It could just be a bunch of random Greek lettering, but if these letters are intentional, they may reference this fraternity, which is the first multicultural incorporated fraternity, so that'd be cool, but I also don't really know. We're just getting snapshots of real set life, setting up a shot of a cowboy with a lasso, and later we'll see more of this set, 2 locations split right on the edge of one very big soundstage. The narration is from a radio host telling us internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovac is out of retirement and signed on to remake Wonder Man. He's played by Slatko Buric, who you might remember from Superman. He died in Superman, now he's alive in the MCU. We see a poster for the original Wonder Man, which comes from the VHS tape starring Brent Willard and Jackie Kay. These two have no ties to the comics, but will probably be characters we see appear on the show. Dane Larson is the actor portraying Brent Willard in the old school Wonder Man footage. Clearly we're dealing with a vintage superhero, an idol of yesteryear, and it's not deliberately said how long it's been since we've got the original Wonder Man, but from the art, the thermos, the lunchboxes, and the design of the movie, it's somewhere between the late 60s and the 80s. It probably went on for a really long time. The cover from the VHS tape reminds you of an old school Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meets 1988 Space Mutiny, while also being framed like a choose your own adventure book cover. The lunchbox and thermos are giving real 80s, 90s chic, and this is probably like our Star Trek the original series, which lasted in our hearts forever. It's even better when you know they're imitating the Vasquez rocks, known for its very popular TV movie appearances for its alien-like formations. For those who don't know who Wonder Man is, aka Simon Williams started as a wealthy industrialist whose company was driven into the ground by Tony Stark's success. After being manipulated by Baron Zemo and given ionic energy powers, he was sent to destroy the Avengers, but had a change of heart, seemingly dying in the process, only to later return as being made of entirely ionic energy. That transformation gave him incredible strength, durability, flight, and near immortality, but also left him wrestling with purpose and identity. Simon reinvented himself as a Hollywood actor and stuntman, which made him one of the more meta and self-aware heroes in Marvel Comics. He also was kind of an asshole during this. What makes him very interesting in our MCU is that his brain patterns were used to create Vision in the comics, linking him to both Vision and Wanda Maximoff in very, very complicated ways, and that he became a very key member of the West Coast Avengers, the Los Angeles-based team led by Hawkeye. So there's a lot of things that can overlap in our MCU for this character's first appearance. The character Wonder Man hasn't shown up officially in the MCU. He was allegedly supposed to be on a movie poster as Nathan Fillion's Wonder Man in Guardians of the Galaxy. It was later then cut from the movie. In the MCU, we're drawn to the idea that he'll meet Wanda one day and maybe something can happen there, but I think more than anything, they want to give this man a purpose beyond acting, and seeing as Destin Daniel Cretton did Shang-Chi and will probably be doing the next Shang-Chi, I'd assume they're likely as a team up in the future with Shang-Chi. Different from the comics a little bit, we'll see Simon want to become the next Wonder Man while also dealing with Marvel's very meta problem of superhero fatigue that everyone's talking about. I'd also like to flag that in a very meta way, they're sharing the interview through discussing film as though we're tracking a real movie in Hollywood. And during the Fantastic Four premiere, Simon walked the blue carpet answering questions, evading the question about his friendship with ex-terrorist Trevor Slattery. So we should expect more media and marketing posts like this to give us more information about what the show's gonna be and what Simon's doing. Thank you for BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. It is very easy for me to get so overwhelmed by tasks and deadlines and work stuff and life stuff. It feels like a swarm of bees and I'm just doing my best to not get stung. And this happens occasionally at new Rockstars, and normally in the summers when big releases are coming out, it's just too much to handle. So we do a lot here and it can be hard to know where to start or what's the best path to take, and it's very stressful. A therapist reminded me once the best place to start is wherever you can, and that sometimes knocking out one or two simple tasks, even if they're lower priority, can help you feel less overwhelmed, which makes it easier to do the important stuff. So even though there's bigger fish to fry, sometimes I'll start by just catching up on emails or even just doing laundry so I can have a minor accomplishment to get the ball rolling. I've experienced firsthand how helpful therapy can be and why BetterHelp is the sponsor for today's video. They make starting therapy super easy. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easy. Just head to betterhelp.com/newrockstars, fill out a questionnaire, and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist in as little as a couple of days. If for whatever reason you and your therapist don't click, you can switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. With over 7,000 reviews and a 4.5 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. Click the link in the description, scan the QR code, or go to betterhelp.com/newrockstars to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Then we're introduced to Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who you might recognize from Watchmen or even Aquaman. Our boy is not new to playing a superhero. He's our Simon Williams, and Ben Kingsley returns as the ex-fake international terrorist Trevor Slattery. Last time we saw our man was with Morris and Shang-Chi, and I hate that the two aren't together in this. They're leaving the historic Highland Theater in Highland Park, which is currently showing 1970s Tora Tora Tora, 1961's 20,000 Eyes, and 1969's Midnight Cowboy. And it's revealed that both men will be auditioning for Wonder Man.
Did you hear about Wonder Man? I need to be in this movie.
Sorry, you crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Oh, you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
You just gotta go out there and crush it.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to come up with a backstory for the character.
Well, trust the words. Just show up and say them.
That's not my process.
Bloody process can go blow a spider.
It's clear that this is the first time Simon's hearing about it because he immediately turns to his manager and insists that he should audition for Wonder Man. The fact that Leo's already been approached for this role, a guy who's famously against doing superhero movies, it either shows how delusional Kovacs is or just how monumental Wonder Man has become. Could you imagine Leonardo DiCaprio in The Boys? His manager or agent is Ex Mayo, who you might have seen on The Daily Show, who is also featured in the movie The Blackening. She's a comedian and actress from LA. And fun fact, this shot is a continuation of the shot from the teaser trailer released a day before this one. The video's description says he just won a Golden Lion, which I think is just like, an Academy Award, and that the new Wonder Man movie will explore the rise and fall of the titular superhero while being an epic on a massive scale, human and spectacular. And we'll come back to what this means in the plot shortly. On the studio lot, you can see it's for American Horror Story, an FX original. Since Disney acquired 21st Century Fox in 2019, they now own FX and can allow a wide range of their shows on their shows. The fellow trailers are for Stunts, Featured None, and Professor Harpin, so now American Horror Story is canon within the MCU. But does that actually mean that Tate was now played by Ralph Bohner? Oh, that'd be insane. I hope that's not the same guy. We'll see more American Horror Story lore with a script later. There's no Professor Harpin in American Horror Story that I know, and I haven't watched the last season, but there is a Sarah Paulson, so this could be Murder House. else. A ton of men stand by for this one role, and they're just showing how bad our man is working to get his part in Hollywood. And even if this is a love letter to Hollywood, sad to say that a lot of men are not gonna get this role. A lot of them are gonna go home sad, so talk real Hollywood. Trevor tells him to say just what the words are on the paper, which isn't Simon's process, and to that he says,
Well, the process can go blow a spider.
which, okay, go fly a kite, go blow smoke, sure, are common phrases and insults. Go blow a spider? I feel like that's deliberate, and we know why. Also, Destin Daniel Cretton's show is allowed to make jokes at Spider-Man like this, seeing as he's the one directing the current Spider-Man movie.
You guys killing it in there, bro.
Where have I seen him before?
Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
You can slate whenever you're ready.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Listen to me, Simon. The callback is happening now. Just be normal.
Normal man. The breakdown is go method.
Come in. Mr. Kovac will meet you in the living room.
So you all here to meet Von Kovac?
Hello, everyone.
Alpha Cat, the guy who did the Barack Obama impressions back in the day on YouTube, acknowledges how someone's really killing it in the audition room. We presume it's Trevor Slattery, and the woman loves his humor. She asks who he is, and we're reminded he was an international terrorist. As we all remember in Iron Man 3, we were introduced to the Mandarin, a fake, jokey version played by Trevor Slattery. At the end of the film, Trevor is apprehended by the authorities for his role aiding Killian in his crimes. Later, the Marvel one-shot All Hail the King documents his time in prison in a documentary-style format. By the end, it's revealed the man behind it is an associate to the real Mandarin, Shang-Chi's father, and he's breaking him out of prison to imprison him again. After the events of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Trevor, I think, is kind of left behind with Morris, so between then and now, we don't really know what he's been doing. Well, he's been acting. Trevor and Simon both appear at this incredible European Beverly Hills mansion that you can currently find on Zillow, and if you can afford this mansion, stop watching this video and send me money, please, right away.
I want to explore the place between fiction and non-fiction.
That's tight.
We are going to make the last movie on Earth. No one will have the balls to make another. And action!
Any news from Von Kovac?
There is news you'll be the first to know.
Unless you call me again, in which case I will never tell you.
The mansion has excellent decor. He has the Aeneas and Sybil and the underworld painting in the back. Behind the glass shelf are the US flag and an alien head with headphones on, along with what I assume to be special items from this man's career in American Hollywood. And I believe we'll see the Wonder Man VHS tape, thermos, and lunchbox at the top. In the teaser, they showed what I assume was inside this house. He's wearing the same sweater as these shots, showing the inspiration board or where they got their ideas. I assume these are the ideas he wants to convey from past properties into his new Wonder Man movie, seeing as the blue character from the VHS tape is also on the board along with Thor, Black Panther, Iron Man, and Captain America. Kovac says, we're gonna make the last movie on Earth. No one will have the balls to make another. So are they going to space? Earlier in the trailer, Kovac says, we can reimagine an entire genre of storytelling when talking about the superhero genre. The caption below that interview also mentioned the new Wonder Man movie will explore the rise and fall of the titular hero. So to me, it feels like we're watching the making of a movie, which makes sense why his assistant is recording everything as well. To me, it means Wonder Man won't just be a Hollywood set superhero story. It's Marvel kind of turning the camera on itself and using Simon's story to explore performance and ego and myth making that built the MCU in the first place, while also highlighting someone like Simon and how that can affect who he is deep down. Also, during this scene, Simon's the only one not wearing shoes, and I think that's just him being super polite. It seems like some of these actors are accompanied by assistants or managers. The polka dot shirt guy and the glasses guy are definitely together, and I think Simon was the one that got the call back, and Trevor just followed and kind of posed as someone vital to him. They're wearing the same outfit here as when they're picking up the phone from the manager, to this scene from the Disney look ahead almost a year ago when they're running out of the bottom floor of an apartment. This could be for the movie Cash Grab that we see the clapsticks for, or this could be on a different set. We see they've begun shooting, and we see Simon walk off an empty set. He's wearing all green but for his shoes, and we're welcoming our Wonder Man. As for information on the show itself, a lot of it is still under wraps, and we haven't seen any of his powers yet. Back in 2023, they reported that Wonder Man would be under the Marvel Spotlight banner like Echo, which means it would be a series that wouldn't require too much homework and would act like an origin story or a standalone series that wouldn't affect much of the greater MCU, which I think we're still sticking to here, but I mean, we'll have to see those powers soon. If I don't see those powers, I'm gonna be a little mad. There's reports that Demetrius Gross and Ed Harris will appear in the series as well. They're said to be playing Erik Williams and Neil Saroyan, allegedly. Erik is Simon's brother, and in the comics, the villain known as the Grim Reaper, while Neil serves as Simon's agent and also possesses mind control abilities. Given Erik and Simon's family connection, it's likely the show will explore both the characters embracing their respective powers and identities and just being brothers. Josh Gad is also rumored to appear, probably as himself, and that's it for our breakdown of the Wonder Man trailer. We've seen hints at a connection to the West Coast Avengers, potential MCU team-ups, and even a peek at the crazy shenanigans that these boys will get into. While a lot is still under wraps, including his powers, I want to see them in use, we'll truly see how he fits into the MCU, and it's clear the series is setting up something meta, funny, and very human, exploring fame, heroism, and the performance of both. Comment down below your thoughts on the Wonder Man trailer. Are you excited for January 27th? Follow me at Lulu_Clemons. Subscribe to all the channels in the new Rockstars network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Oh, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.